Okay. Good morning everyone. Welcome to the maths class and welcome to the Sanskar Total International School. Dear students, in the last class we have discussed the concept of relations. In that already I explained the intertext of relations and different types of relations. In this session we are going to discuss the special cases of relations which are known as functions. Actually, the function word is derived from the Latin word. Its meaning is operation. In the mathematics, functions is one of the most important concept. Now, let's introduce the correspondence between the two sides of the function. Afterwards, we will discuss the different types of function. And later, we will move on to inverse of function and the composition of functions. First, let us understand the idea of the function. Idea of function. I told you that function is a just operation. Imagine one machine. That machine takes the input. Depending upon its mechanism, it provides the output. For example, if you want a fruit juice, we need one fruit mixer and the fruits, right? Suppose if I take this is the fruit mixture, it provides the output as juice. Juice is the output. To get juice from the fruit mixer, we should give the input fruits as an input, right? If we give the fruits to the fruit mixer, it performs certain operation or it's a function. It provides the juice as an output, right? It is output. It is an input. This fruit mixer we can consider as machine, right? Now here, a machine takes the input, depending upon its mechanism, it provides the output. Here, we consider fruit mixer, we give the fruits as an input, we get the output. It is juice. Here, fruit mixer performs an operation. In the same way, mathematically, for the machine, I give one function that is x square. Output is I consider as f of x, that is x square. So, input is x. We will give a certain values to the x, then we will get the output as x square. For example, input and output function, output and the notation means how it was working. So here, if I given a 1 as an input for the x, then 1 square is equals to how much? 1. So f of 1 is what we got output is 1. Next, if I give input as minus 1, x is equals to minus 1. Minus 1 whole square again it is 1, then f of minus 1 is equals to 1. If I given 2 as an input, then output is 4, then f of 2 is equals to 4. If I give root 3 as an input, then 3 is the output, f of root 3 is equals to 3, right? So here input and output, that notation is like this. So if we give any other, suppose I took another example, different operation, that is for the machine I gave root x function. So I got f of x is the output. I should give certain values to the x. If I give 4 for the x, then root x means root 4 is 2. So f of 4 is equals to 2. If I given x value is minus 1, then root of minus 1 is not different exactly. So here we can't get the exact value. So that's why when we are going to find out anything, we should give the second input to this particular function. Otherwise, we can't get any proper output. So we should give the proper input. Here also, if we gave the wood for this fruit mixer will be broken. We can't get a juice. In that same way, for this function, we should give the second suitable value for this. Otherwise, if you give the negative values for this function, root of minus 1, we can't get a proper value. So that's why we should give the proper input to perform any operation or a function. Now let's see the definition of a function. Definition of function. Let A and B are two non-empty sets. A and B are two non-empty sets. If every element of set A has one element in set B, otherwise every element of set A has mapped with the exactly one element of set B. So here, let's see the example, you will understand. So function defines that it is A, it is B. Just map the diagram it is. So A, B and C, this is 2, 3 and 4. So here, function is said that every element of A is mapped with exactly one element of B. This is A, this is B. So this is A, B and C. Here, this matrix diagram represents the F, A to B is a function because every element of A is mapped with the exactly one element in B. So that's why we can represent the function F, A to B is F is A to B here. Okay? F, A to B is a function. In this, suppose a function F, A to B defined. F function is defined as A to B. Here, A is called as domain of the function and B is called as codomain of the function. A is represents domain, B is represent codomain. Right? Here, we need to know one more important word, that is range. That is range. So here, the range is nothing but all the images of elements in set A. All the images of elements in set A. Here, image of A is 3, image of B is 2, image of C is 4. So that's why here function F range is equals to 2, 3 and 4. All the images of the elements available in A. In this way we can find out the range, domain and codomain. Let's see one more example. Will get defined in a better way. Suppose A is defined like this: 2, 7, 4, 3, 3, 2, 8, 9. Like this. If 7 is mapped with 8, 4 is 9, and 3 is 2, and 2 is 3. This is the map diagram. This is A and this is B. Now, I am going to write domain, codomain and range of the function. This is the function. So, already I defined that set A, the elements which are available in set A defines domain and the elements which are available in set B are represents codomain, and the range is set of all the elements which are images of elements in A. That's why suppose one more is there. Now the domain is equals to all the elements in set A 2, 7, 4 and 3. This represents the domain of the function, and codomain all the elements which are available in set B. So 3, 2, 8, 9 and 10. And one more important point, range of the set, range of this function is equals to, I said that range of definition is all the images of elements of set A. So here 2, image is 3, 7 image is 8, 4 image is 9, 3 image is 2. But here 10 is not comes under range of the function because this element 10 is not an image of any element in set A. So that's why range is 3, 2, 8 and 9 only. Don't write 10 as a range because 10 is not mapped with any element in set A. So this represents the range of the function. Now let's see the different types of functions. Different types of functions. First one is equal function. Equal function. Equal function. If function f is defined as a to b and function g is defined as a to b. We want if f and g are said to be equal functions if f of x is equals to g of x for all x belongs to a, right? If f is defined as a to b, g is defined as a to b. These two are said to be equal functions if f of x is equals to g of x for all x belongs to a. At this case, we can write f is equals to g. Right? With the example, we can understand. Suppose a is defined as 1, 2, 3. Next, set b is equals to 5, 6, 7. Now, f a to b or f function is defined as the related function is 1, 5, 2, 7. 3, 6 like this, and g is defined as 2, 7, 3, 6 and 1, 5. Here one see f, the element in the function f, element 1 is mapped with 5, element 2 is mapped with 7, element 2 is mapped with 6. Here also, element 2 is mapped with 7, element 3 is mapped with 6, element 1 is mapped with 5. If you observe these two functions, the set of elements are mapped with the same elements in both the sets. Suppose I consider as f of 1 is equals to 1 is mapped with 5. These 5 already, f of 1 this is equals to g of 1 or not? G of 1. The function g 1 also mapped with 5, so that's why f of 1 is equals to g of 1. Next, f of 2 is equals to how much? It is 7. Then g of 2 also is 7. This is 2. Next, f of 3 is equals to how much? 6. Then g of 3 also how much? 6 here. So that's why this is g of 2. Now we can understand that f of 1 is equals to g of 1, f of 2 is equals to g of 2, f of 3 is equals to g of 3. Finally, we can conclude that f of x is equals to g of x. Right? The definition is satisfied now. So f of x is equals to g of x for all x belongs to a, then f is equals to g. So that's why f and g functions are equal functions. So next one is unequal functions. Unequal functions. Suppose two functions f is defined as a to b, g is a to b. If f and g are said to be unequal functions, then f of x is not equals to g of x. For some x belongs to a, this point is important. Some x belongs to a. At this case, we can say that f is not equals to g because these two functions are unequal functions. Now let's see the example. So in this same example, suppose 2, 3, 5 and b is defined as 4, 7 and 6. Right? Now function f is defined as 2, 4 and 3, 6 and 5, 4 and function g also defined like this 3, 6 and 5, 7 and 2, 4. Right? Now let's see this condition, it was satisfied or not. So it is f of 2 I consider as f of 2 is related to 4, that is equals to 4. Here f of 2 is mapped with 4. So that's why f of 2 is equals to g of 2 we can write. Next, f of 3 is equals to, this one mapped with 6, then g of 3 also mapped with 6, then f of 3 equal to g of 3, and one more, f of 5. So is equals to how much? It is 4 in g of 5. Here g of 5 is 7. So g of 5 is 7. So these two are not equal, right? F of 5 is not equals to g of 5. Finally, we conclude that f of x is not equals to g of x. So f and g are not equal or unequal functions. F is not equals to g. So these are the main important functions, equal and unequal functions. Next is one important point is that suppose a set A has number of elements m of A is equals to P, set B has number of elements is Q. Then the number of functions from A to B is equals to Q power P. The number of functions from A to B is Q power P. For example, n of A is equals to 4 elements. Means number of elements in set A is equals to 4. Number of elements in set B is equals to 3. Then the number of functions from A to B is equals to Q power P. That means Q value we consider as here 3. It is 3 power 4. So 3 power 4 is how much? 81. So that's why the number of functions from A to B is equals to 81. Now let's see some more points relating to these functions. So if f of A is equals to B, here B is called as image of A. B is called as image of A. One more point is range is always a subset of the codomain. Let's see. Suppose this one A, B and C. This one 2, 3, 4, 5. So here elements are mapped like this. So here it is. Domain is A, B and C, right? And codomain is 2, 3, 4 and 5 because all the elements are elements at B. This is A and this is B. So here and range is equals to 2, 3 and 4 only, right? 5 is not considered range of this function because 5 is not mapped with any element in set A. So here I want told that the range is always subset of codomain. Range is subset of codomain because every element of range is an element of a codomain. So that's why range is always subset of codomain. Next, this is another type of function, that is one-one function or injection or injective function. Injective function. Let f A to B is said to be a one-one function or injection or injective function if no two elements of set A has same image in set B, right? If no two elements of set A has same images of set B, then the function f is called as a one-one function. Now let's see the example. If A and B are considered, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is suppose K, L, M, N. So here the definition says that no two elements of set A has the same images. Suppose one is mapped with M, L, this is M, this is N. So this one is a one function because every element in set A has exactly one element in set B, right? So that's why this is a one function. If you take one more example, the same elements we can consider 1, 2, 3, 4, like K, L, M, N. Here I represent like this. So here, this one is not a one function because the one function represents that no two elements of set A has the same image of B. So here, the element 2 and element 4 has the same image in B. So that's why this is not a one function.